Hey, everybody.
Hey! Hi, Dylan. Hi, Seth. Hey, Emma and Alpha.
What's up, everybody? Last week's, it shouldn't take you long, Alpha, because last week's was about 2.5 minutes long.
Really quick read.
How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a nice week. I got back from the Bay Area on Sunday night.
Hence the reason that your video was only 2 minutes long.
Yep, I went there Friday night and came back on Sunday. Sort of a whirlwind tour. We went to Flying Colors Comics, and we went to Cape and Cowl, and we went to Comics Experience. It was great. Met a lot of really fun people, a lot of really cool people. A lot of people had very interesting insights into Alcatraz. I met at least 2 people who have swam from Alcatraz to San Francisco, I think. I think that's the direction they swim in, and that's pretty impressive.
And apparently doable. Hi, JC. If I ever mispronounce anyone's name, let me know, and I'll write it down so I pronounce it correctly next time. Hey, Math Raptor.
Hey, buddy. So, Out of Alcatraz came out last week. I don't think I had a copy of this to show. This focus is going to drive me nuts. Here, you can look
One
at
moment.
this cover
Technical
while I fix the
difficulty.
focus. There we go. I think it will quit jumping. Hey, Emma. So Out of Alcatraz finally came out. Very exciting. Double-sized issue in stores now. I don't want to flip through it too much because
Spoilers.
I want you to buy it. But I am very proud of this book. I got to hang out with Chris Cantwell last weekend, which is the first time we met in person, and I had a really nice time. It was really nice running around the Bay Area with him. He's a very nice man.
And already the book's not been out a week yet and it's sold out. Well, yeah. It still may be in your comic shop, but for some comic shops it's all sold out, and
it's sold out. What they call it, sold out at the distributor level.
Yeah.
So if your comic shop wants to order more, they need to wait for the reprint, which is coming soon.
But the final order cutoff is coming soon, isn't it? You can pre-order it.
I have no idea for the second printing what the final order situation is.
Post about it. I will pull it up.
Thanks, Dylan. Well, this cover's weird for me. I like this cover, but I have also lived with this cover for over a year now, and I'm like, is that the best cover it could be? I don't know. But I like it. It has it accomplishes its goals of being like, this is an Alcatraz story. There's escape guys. We got some California stuff down here. We got retro feeling stuff. Let me grab the original art here.
And I'll let you know that any comic shops that are watching, final order cutoff is next Monday, the 31st, for the second printing. But just ordinary customer can come in and pre-order it, order it from their shop if they don't have it in their shop now.
And here's the original art for the cover, and you can see how much I cropped it to fit it into the searchlight of Alcatraz. In fact, you know what I could show that I don't know if I have ever shown? Grab my slightly older sketchbook, which is over here.
By your desk where you were.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. There we go. Here is the original sketches for that.
This sketchbook has been on this stream before, and you had to skip those pages.
Yeah. I'm sure they've like peaked out a little bit. But this was an interesting, I've never done sketches like this before, but I took like some acrylic wash and like I drew them in pencil and then I did them in color, which is fun. It made for some very pretty little sketches. So obviously we went with this design, but kind of did these figures in the searchlight. That's a pretty good color match. My paint's a little bit brighter. Yeah, sketching. Well, I have mixed feelings about sketching. Sometimes I really enjoy it, and sometimes I really struggle with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's kind of the point of sketching, is to get to do the hard part, so you can go and do the final image without having to compose all this stuff. There's an idea for having an eyeball for the Alcatraz. And I'm not exactly sure when the running figure came in. I did a bunch of sketches, I think, all digitally, of the eyeball. And they didn't go anywhere. They didn't go anywhere. The little running guy was the way to go.
Yeah.
This is interesting though. This is like to put it in a time frame. Here are my sketches for the Harrow County slipcase edition on the very next page. So I actually designed these covers just before I designed the Harrow County book.
Which has already come out.
Yeah, which already came out a long time ago.
In October.
Yeah.
Hi, Lysandro.
Oh yeah, I guess I can show some of these. Like these are some preliminary sketches for some characters. This for the cop characters. I had didn't know what I was going to do with them, so I just did a bunch of just random guys and then sent them over. We went with basically this guy and like kind of like this guy, but not really. But I was very excited about having a dude with like a jarhead haircut.
Hi, Kelly.
That's really good cop.
Yeah.
Cop look.
And
Kelly, what's up?
That's a really good 1962 cop look.
Yeah, big time. That's a Fed for sure.
Lysandro said, "Very nice stuff, honey. That's amazing. I loved the book, by the way."
Oh, thanks. And then here, they actually did a variant cover based off of this page. And this was some character sketches that I did that were based off the mugshots of Frank Morris and Clarence Anglin. But as soon as like, it happens every time I do like a character design like this. It's like I'll sort of work out what they look like, and then as soon as I got to put them on the page doing stuff, they become like a slightly different character. And it happens almost no matter what I do. Like, I just like as soon as they have to act,
Mm.
they become a little bit different. And part of it is that they become easier for me to draw. That turns into something that I can draw over and over and over, versus when I do a sketch like this and it can actually just be a one-off. But the other part is like they have to serve the needs of the story, so so whatever likeness I've been struggling with kind of gets pushed to the side, and the story needs become more important. That there's got to be some more. There might not be. Actually, this guy's kind of inspired by Frank in Out of Alcatraz. Man, this feels like so long ago. Oh, and I did
last year.
In the middle of it, I did the short story for EC Comics. That was this lady, this zombie lady. That's a good idea, Alpha. That is definitely an advantage of drawing digitally. Something that I can't do doing the watercolor stuff.
Going back and just touching up the faces to make them
Yeah.
all match the evolution. That's really cool, Lissandro. They're watching as they ink their own graphic novel.
Oh, from Uruguay.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's fantastic. I hope your graphic novel comes out amazing. So this is fun to see these guys next to each other. But it's also fun. Let's get this guy back in here.
If you have trouble, I'll come grab it.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
This was very fun to show people last weekend, just comparing the original art to the printed art and seeing like oh geez.
Yeah, it's hard to fit it all in.
Nope.
You need to get rid of your palette.
My palette? This thing?
The palette camera.
Oh, no. Actually, can I? Oh, it does a little bit. But you can see like some of the orange color. I don't know if you can see that actually. No, I need to
looks pretty close.
come back in.
From on the screen, it seems like.
It's pretty close. Yeah, it's like really good. Like this color is really nice. Like it's a little bit richer in the original art. The orange color sort of desaturated a little bit. It's not bad though. I'm really happy with how it printed. I'm really happy actually with the paper that Oni Press used is like really it's really nice. It's like it's a little bit glossy, but it's like a semi-matte paper. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. I think it looks great.
Can we look through more pages?
Yeah.
You already flipped the page as I was saying that, didn't you? Yep, you did.
So here's another one. Again, like these like orange colors had a hard time translating. Like this is a lot more saturated and orangey, and it's a little bit desaturated here. Yeah, now we're into issue 2. And
the rest of the issue 1 stories are up on the store right now.
oh yeah, the original art is all up on the for issue 1. Well, not all of it. I have a couple pages clearly.
On MrCrook.com.
Yeah, so if you would like to own a little bit of Out of Alcatraz, you can.
Or just look at them.
Or just look at them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. Winston did a great job on the design stuff. Bess was an incredible editor. Azat has been really helpful throughout the whole process. Thanks to everybody. Yeah. Bravo, team. So, I don't know what to do today. Thought maybe I would noodle in my sketchbook, but I don't have a good plan. I should have asked before I started talking about Out of Alcatraz, but what is there any requests for anything to draw?
Or anything to talk about? Anything you've been wondering how to do related to comics? Or watercolor? Hey, Mark.
Yeah, there's Mark.
Draw a dinosaur, Emma says, so she can judge
no.
you.
Oh no. Draw a dinosaur. Maybe I'll try to draw a dinosaur. I haven't tried.
From memory?
Like, from memory, oof.
What you think a dinosaur is.
Let me see. I wonder if I could do a T-Rex head. I kind of doubt it.
My first dinosaur picture that popped into my head was a rad dinosaur on a skateboard with their hat sideways.
All right, so T-Rex is kind of like this shaped head. Is this bright enough? It seems like they gotta have like a thick neck, right? And their eyes. I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna look up a T-Rex and see what they look like.
Math Raptor's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday. Emma, you're gonna be like screaming at your computer screen or whatever. This is not. Man, they have like this sort of deep. Oh wait, there we go. They got the brow thing. This is why they say dinosaurs have feathers, is because then I can just cover this guy all in feathers.
And be all, no, I did
Be
it
like,
right,
it's perfect.
Emma. Totally did it right.
This guy looks a little bit cute.
She's saying that's pretty good. Hi, Comic Tropes.
Comic Tropes, what's up, buddy?
Dinosaurs are rad. See, I told you, a skateboard and a sideways cap.
Oh, thanks, Comic Tropes. I'm glad you liked Out of Alcatraz. I'm very, very proud of that book, and I feel like it's doing well, which is a nice feeling to have. God, I can't think of like how their neck connects. I want to draw it like a horse, but it doesn't feel quite right. All right, I'm gonna look it up.
All right, that's as far as you want to go.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Scariest picture Mark ever saw of a dinosaur was a feathered dinosaur in the rain.
Yeah.
A miserable dinosaur? Yep, that's scary.
Oh. Oh, that's...
You gonna show us what you're
No!
owing?
Like they, so this guy from Dinopedia.
A skinny neck.
Yeah, well, the thing I was missing is like their neck. It's like they got a big muscle coming off the top. And, all right, new page.
Emma, is this a T-Rex reference okay? Does it seem accurate? What is a good place to look up dinosaur reference?
This like T-Rex with long arms is amazing.
The one you just had is a good one, not the long-armed one.
This guy?
The Dinopedia one?
Oh, the Dinopedia
Oh,
one.
I don't know. Actually, she doesn't say exactly which one. Just the one you just had. You're gonna run into a lot of AI garbage. Yeah, the Dinopedia one.
Yeah, they got like a very sort of distinctive lip thing going on.
Dylan is suggesting the indie comic series Dinosaurs versus Mars Bots by Gary Hodges.
I have never heard of that.
He has a paleontology degree, so he knows how to draw them correctly. Oh, wait. No, Emma says the second one.
The second one?
Not the Dinopedia one, the second one you pulled up.
With the long arms? I don't remember
No,
which
with
one.
the long arms.
I don't remember which one was the second one. This guy looks pretty cute. Oh, it won't focus.
That one. She's saying that one.
Okay. This pencil is it's just a regular mechanical pencil, but the lead I have in it is, I think it's this stuff, the Pentel Hyper Polymer Super. Oh no, wait, this is not it, because this is not the blue. This is the blue. This is the stuff. Yeah, Pentel Blue. 60 millimeter. 0.7 millimeter. I never noticed it has two different sizes on there. I wonder which one is true.
Also, hello, Jordan. So what's cool, everybody? What's been cool with y'all this week? Or even last week? Lysandro is asking if the color is turquoise or just blue.
It's just blue. It's called blue, and it is pretty much just blue. Like if I do like a dark little swatch. Does it show up? Yeah, you can see that's like
a dark blue.
Yeah, it's just kind of a. It's actually probably pretty close to a Prussian blue.
The chickens are well, Jordan. They're very cute. Mom put them away today. Put them in their house. It's been so windy and stormy. They've been putting themselves to bed first before we even get there. And then they come running out, so cute and waddly when they hear us come to put them to bed, because they're so excited that they get snacks.
It's very funny how they'll like put themselves to bed, and then when you come to put them to bed, they come running out of bed.
And when they run, it's so cute, especially Daffodil. Daffodil has a hop run.
Yeah, Mom was saying that she thought the chickens liked her pretty good, but she noticed when you put them to sleep, they come running hard.
Oh, wow. Emma's been working on she's going to judge me for my pronunciation. That's okay. It'll be well deserved. Dilophosaurus, the Liphosaurus piece that turned out way gorier than she expected. She ended up putting a baby in the chest cavity of a dead dinosaur. Oh no, that is super gory.
Hey, happy birthday, Dylan.
Seth's recovering from a surgery. I hope it went well, and I hope the recovery is going smoothly.
Dilophosaurus.
Thanks, Seth.
You can remember because it's the Lawfulsaurus.
We were talking about how lawful I am. Saw someone make a turn today where they crossed the double yellow lines incorrectly, and immediately my response was gasp.
Mom was pretty scandalized.
I was so scandalized. I'm lawful for some things, and then other things I'm all, no, that's a terrible law. So maybe I'm.
We're all gender crimes all the time now.
Chaotic lawful? I don't know. Oh, Emma put the sketch up on BlueSky. I'm going to pull it up. And then get very quiet. Oh, geez, you did put a baby in their torso. The baby was hungry, but
is the baby eating?
Resting after eating, I imagine. And with the entrails, laying there with the entrails. Their sibling is still eating, and the parent is holding the still beating heart of their victim. I like the colors. It's grayscale, except for all the blood is bright red. Very artsy. Oh, Dylan's birthday was last Sunday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Dylan. Oh, you already said it. I
Mhm.
missed it.
I mean, we can keep. Everybody gets to have a happy birthday
Yeah.
mentioned all the time.
All the birthday wishes. Comic Tropes has never seen a living dinosaur before. He's sheltered.
Yeah,
Oh.
we get to see him every day. Our little chickers.
Oh,
little
yeah, me
chickens.
too. Emma, too.
Oh, Jordan
Harper.
just got commissioned to make a Donnie Darko movie poster for their local theater. That's awesome.
Oh, that is awesome.
Ooh, 35 millimeter. That is one of those movies that I still kind of can't believe exists. It's such a just weird movie. Like
Seen
it's
a
so
lot of people talking about it lately for some reason.
it's so weird how like the promise of like streaming stuff and like alleged democratization of a lot of this technology has made like TV and movies so boring when they could like we could be getting like a Donnie Darko every week, you know.
Yeah.
But for some reason,
You get a bunch of David Lynch and Wim Wenders movies every week.
Instead we get some of the most boring generic stuff.
So Mark Tweedale is diving into the next arc of the Six Gun on Cullen's Discord server.
Oh yeah.
They're talking about issues 7 through 11. And next weekend they'll be discussing your first guest issues.
Yeah, that was like was that issue 14
I'll have to look it up.
with oh geez, I'm spacing on that character's name. Something Cobb.
Oh yeah, Asher Cobb.
Asher Cobb.
I like Asher Cobb.
Yeah, that was really that was such an exciting time in my career. Like I had started doing some B.P.R.D stuff. The Colin got me the script for uh, the Six Gun way early, so I had tons of time to work on it, and I would just sort of like do a couple pages a week, mostly on the weekends, and yeah, and it was like maybe I could do this for a living. I mean, I had already quit my normal day job, so I kind of had to make it as a living, but
Oh, um, I don't know if it's the Asher Cobb ones. This one says it's the Becky and her dad one. The Six Gun fandom page.
that's not what I did then.
You did do one with Becky and her dad, didn't
No,
you?
I did
No, that
one that
wasn't you.
was.
That was. So this is maybe incorrect.
So what's the deal with T-Rex feathers? Like,
They were proto feathers, right?
they seem like pretty confident that they had feathers, but like they weren't covered in feathers like a bird is covered in feathers. Like, how feathery were they?
They have the skin of a triceratops, and they could see where the quills were stuck in.
Yeah. Of a triceratops?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen like triceratops with feathers.
I think it's the Houston Museum or something like that. The dinosaur's name is Lane.
Oh, unlikely as an adult. But babies probably had them. That kind of makes sense that they would have something to help regulate their temperature. So probably my my T-Rex that I'm drawing would not have feathers like this. But probably like this guy's a teenager, so they're falling out.
Math Raptor says there was a cousin called Uteranus that seems to have been very feathered, that lived in a more snowy environment.
Oh. Give this guy a little hand.
So I wonder if Lane is a juvenile. They're not. They're not like. They're definitely like tiny.
Who?
They're not Lane the Triceratops. How old they are to have quills on their back.
Mm.
Yeah, so Emma saying T-Rexes, uh there's some skin impressions from T-Rexes that show that they had no feathers on their bellies. And that's true for Lane the Triceratops too. There were no feathers on the belly. It was just on the back. And they were pretty far apart.
So did they evolve from scales? Were they like, were the first feathers like
That's what
just a scale that poked out?
I don't have the knowledge that Emma and Math Raptor have, but that's what I have heard and understood.
No belly rubs on the feathers.
Yep, feathers are modified scales.
Interesting. Man, it is so cool. Evolution is so cool. I have like I get really bent out of shape about it. The one thing that am very pedantic about is I get so bent out of shape when people talk about evolution happening to achieve some goal, as opposed to evolution being random mutations that then find
just
some kind of
survive better.
advantage. Yeah, like these like evolution just ends up taking the path of least resistance for all these things, and it's not like intentional. Like nobody evolves to eat a banana. It's like they evolved, and it turns out it allowed them to eat bananas, which was an advantage, so they stuck with it.
Oh, Emma has a good point. Evolution has no end point.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the thing where like we do put a lot of energy into organizing and categorizing organisms, but like for reals, it's completely made up. Like the difference between different groups of animals is like the same difference as the difference between individual creatures or whatever.
Don't look at me. I checked out trying to find Wayne the Triceratops. So I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, we're just
sorry.
Well, we all come from the same place. We're all like, if you go back far enough, we're all related. We are all fish.
and fish do not exist.
And fish are not a real thing.
Or fish are an undefined thing. A not well defined thing.
I think the thing is that fish is not a scientific thing, but we all know what a fish is.
Yeah.
No, I won't even help the last time like when my parents moved the last time, I didn't even help them move. I hired somebody to move for them.
It's true.
Tiktaalik makes us all fam. Who's a Tiktaalik? Yeah, if you ask an evolutionary biologist, nothing fits into categories. It's all like suggestions. They're not even suggestions. They're sort of just like thought experiments or something to try to simplify the world.
Tiktaalik is a lobe-finned fish that is extinct.
That's why I don't talk to evolutionary biologists.
Vegetables don't exist either. Yep.
I thought the vegetables. Oh yeah, they don't, huh? Because like fruit are when the seed is something, but like vegetables are just like anything else.
Emma says, "Yup."
Yerp. So I've been still working on oil painting stuff too, which has been very, very fun. But I can't bring my current painting over here because it is so wet. Every time I touch it, I come away with paint-covered fingers.
Yeah. Have to show it later. Do you think it'll be dry enough next week?
Maybe. I do not know. I don't have a good sense of how that stuff dries yet.
It probably depends too on the weather.
Yeah, well, temperature definitely makes a difference. Like humidity, I don't think makes a big difference.
Dylan, I just looked it up. California made bees be legally fish so that they could help give the bees the same protections that fish have. And that was in 2022.
That is very funny.
And was eating fish. I'm still trying to figure out how old Lane the Triceratops was when they died. They totally could be a youngin. In fact, they must be a youngin because didn't they recently discover that there's some other Triceratops-looking dinosaur that they found out was actually the adults of the same thing?
I was so expecting you to say some Triceratops looking motherfucker. I think that there's like a whole bunch of stuff where they thought they had different animals, but it turned out they were all
just
like they
different
were different
ages. Yeah.
Which is like
And
really shocking because I don't know, that's just like there's so many creatures that we do not have any sort of like there has to just be like most of the organisms that have lived on Earth, like we don't have any sort of fossil or like there's no record of them having ever existed.
Oh, Mathraptor says they thought Torosaurus was an adult Triceratops for a moment, but it turns out it wasn't. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Torosaurus is like that sounds like a Blink 182 tour name or something.
Torosaurus.
It's 2003, Blink 182, Torosaurus.
Hey, Carrie popped in. Hey,
Hey,
Carrie.
Carrie.
Yeah, I hope your uncle's band is awesome.
And thanks for having me on the show the other day. That was very fun to talk to y'all.
Oh, Carrie's uncle's band played her favorite song. And it was good.
Nice. I'm going to hit this hairdryer.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Emma's blowing my mind.
Say what?
Because fossils form in lakes and lake beds and riverbeds, etc. We probably have no fossils from mountain dwelling dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah. So only dinosaurs hanging out by water and sand dunes. Yep. That's bonkers.
We're missing out. Oh, unless they wash downstream.
Man, and these creatures lived for
Way longer than we have.
Yeah, like we
or
had
probably will. I'm being a bit of a downer. We won't live long.
What if like dinosaurs existed for 6 million years or something? And humans are like 100,000 years. So like we got to go 10 times longer to be even 1 million years.
Here's something cool about Lane the dinosaur. Because the skin, because Lane's skin was preserved, they had. It turns out Triceratops have the little scales that you see on chicken feet. I think it's pronounced scoots. I don't know, like the scales that you see on the belly of a snake, kind of thing. And chicken toes, those kinds of scales. They had them on their bellies.
Hmm.
Hey, Rudak.
What up, Rudak? Oh, thanks. I'm glad you liked Out of Alcatraz. I keep saying this. I feel like a broken record a little bit, but man, I'm proud of that book. I feel like,
I'm knocking on wood for you.
especially right now, working on the tail end of it, working on the last issue right this second, and I'm just like really excited about the ending. I'm really excited for people to read this and get to the end.
We're all just saying scoots. Scoots. The kind of scaling you see on chicken toes is called scoots.
Oh, really?
Or
Like
scuts.
the
Maybe
like
everyone's saying spelling it over and over again so I pronounce it right. Scootes.
Scoots.
Scoots. Okay, I said it correctly. Thanks, Emma. And Triceratops, when they walked on their bellies, they were scooting along on their scoots. Thanks, y'all. Hey, Connor.
Hey, Connor, how's it going? Hey, I agree. Learning about dinos while drawing is the best. That's I feel like I pitch people on James Gurney's channel like all the time, but that's part of why James Gurney's channel is so good. So he'll do a thing about an oil painting, but you get to learn about some recent development in paleontology.
Mm-hmm. And then he has all of his dinosaur paintings. I haven't seen him draw any lately. Mostly he just does plein air drawings or paintings.
Yeah.
With of like buildings and cars and lens flares. Emma, you get to draw scoots for a living? What? Do you draw them on the belly of Triceratops yet?
I made this guy kind of like cliche green. I need to add a little bit of red to him, I think.
You didn't even put any. Well, you didn't put any quills at all. I'm judging. I guess this T-Rex is super old and all their quills fell out. Emma does draw scoots. Yay! Yeah, Carrie. A Cthulhu-like dino story. That sounds fun. Dylan, dinosaurs changing form is called getting smarter.
Yep, that's what the scientists all say.
Yep. Scientific progress marches on.
One of the things I think about a lot with dinosaurs is like Jane Goodall. Actually, now that I'm about to say this out loud, I don't know if this is true. I had heard a rumor that Jane Goodall has theorized that the chimpanzees that she studies practice some sort of religion.
But
I don't know if that's actually something that she has said or not.
Or if it's like accurate. Hasn't some of Jane Goodall's methods been called into question?
I think people complain about her being in direct contact with the chimps that she studies. Which I could see how that's problematic, but also like I don't know.
And would possibly mess up some of the scientificness.
But I feel like
Kelly loves the idea of chimps worshipping.
Yeah, me too, actually.
It seems like elephants might with.
Yeah, like there's some elephant behaviors that seem really sort of complex, and
they seem to have like a ritual of going to visit the
graveyards.
Yeah. Connor says more like Jane Battle.
But I wonder about like.
Oh yeah, and crows too. Seth says. Yeah.
So I do wonder if like it is possible that there were dinosaurs with like legit culture, you know, but they didn't necessarily build anything, so they may not have left any evidence of that culture. I don't know, that's like I sound like a conspiracy dude right now. But like it's fun to think about.
I think I do too with my in some of Jane Goodall's methods being called into question. Mark points out that it could also just be a case of headlines being oversimplified.
Yeah.
When when it's describing a complex behavior.
Man, science reporting, at least I know all I can really speak to is the United States, but science reporting in the United States is abysmal.
Mass Raptor says, and crows are dinosaurs, so ergo.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm holding this together. It feels like it's sort of falling apart now that I'm painting on it. I kind of had this idea that I could do like some thin wash stuff on it, and it would
For like skin patterns.
yeah, just to color it in general, like, and but it kind of obliterated the pencil drawing, and now I'm like trying to save it, and it's not really working. I don't know. It looks kind of cool, but it's not what I had pictured in my head when I got started on this.
Aw, Carrie says giraffes also hold something like a funeral for their herd members who've been killed. They
Oh,
gather around the remains and mourn a bit as a group.
giraffes are cool.
Mm,
Also terrifying.
yeah. My experience working at a wild animal park did not give me accurate information on animal behaviors. It gave me how animals behave when they are stuck in a wild animal park. But the giraffes were a big pain for people driving by in their car because they not only had really long necks to reach into a car, but their tongues were super long. And they were pretty happy to have the snacks that people would bring them. Pretty gung ho. Everyone loves snacks. Mm-hmm.
I take it is there debate on Prehistoric Planet?
Oh yeah, Carrie. The zebras. Yeah, zebras did like to bite. Do like to bite. At the wild animal park I worked at, um, it had been there for a long time and had several times where it flooded. And one flood, the zebras got over the fence into the donkey pen, and we ended up with
A zonkey?
his name was Zonky, and he lived to be very old. He was a very old guy by the time I was working there. He was amazing though, but he still had that zebra orneriness too, and liked to bite. Yeah, yep. It closed down and luckily has not opened up again anytime soon, anytime recently. Giraffes are the dicks of the plains. I also, while I was working there, they had a rhino area, and you would drive your car through the rhino area. I would be in a rhino carrier that was converted into a little snack stand. So they would drive us out there, drop one of us off to work the snack stand, and the whole time the rhinos were just pissed that anyone was in their territory, and just would hit the side of the rhino carrier, the converted rhino carrier, for a good portion of the time that was our shift.
You're just like, get out.
Yes. Carrie is liking that orange.
Yeah, that helped it a lot.
That is a capitalistic nightmare. Bath Raptor, you were so right. There was no bathroom in that thing. And it's not like you could walk out of it to go walk like the mile to get back to where the bathrooms were. You were stuck there. They weren't great. They weren't a great place to work.
And I don't know, the form's getting away from me a little bit here.
Emma drew flying saucer abducted dinosaurs as a kid. That's excellent.
That's pretty cute. Oh, oh.
Oh, and I don't know if this context helps at all with my wild animal park story, but that was the 80s. So hopefully we are more likely to treat people and animals a little bit nicer, or
Yeah,
get busted for it.
Hopefully child labor laws have sort of caught up a little bit too. I know that they are rolling back in some places.
Yeah, like the U.S. How embarrassing. Oh my gosh, Emma, I would love to see those drawings. Dinotopia is a happy place. I can't remember, like, how well do you think the Dinotopia TV show holds up nowadays? I haven't watched it in years.
I saw like a clip of it recently and was like,
It didn't.
it looked terrible.
It was terrible compared to the books, for sure.
Yeah. Man, I don't know about this one.
You don't have Emma and Math Raptor's skills.
Yeah, it's true.
You've not been trained or practiced enough at doing dinosaurs.
I think I might need to go back in with like some colored pencil or something and try to redefine the shape a little bit.
I so agree with you, Mark.
Man, Emma, George Lucas fucked up. He could have done a Dinotopia movie, but instead he went and did Phantom Menace.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, I'm gonna hit the hairdryer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are.
Mark, totally. Those stories of colonizing lost worlds, yeah, they're super uncomfortable and not fun. But the Dinotopia being where people come in and into the lost world and just want to learn, that's way more fun.
Oh, I did like nostrils when he shouldn't have had them.
No nostrils?
Well, I made like nostril lumps.
Oh. Now you get to change that with the pencil.
Yep. Man, if this dinosaur ever sees how I drew them, they're going to be so upset.
They're going to rip up the paper. Emma got to meet James Gurney and William Stout.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they're big influences on her work.
There used to be I forget what it's called. There was like a artist something conference or something, I don't know. But Mignola and James Gurney would always go every year. And it sounded really fun. They do like art demos and workshops and stuff.
Carrie's asking, did y'all have the monthly subscription to the dinosaur magazines as kids? Sounds great.
I didn't know there was a dino magazine. Is that like Zoo News?
But for dinosaurs? think it is like Zoo News. Charles Knight and Gregory S. Paul are also big influences on Math Raptor and Emma. I don't recognize those names, but these are giving me good people to look up. Oh, yeah. Some of these Charles Knight illustrations, a few of them do look familiar. Charles Knight was legally blind. Well, like...
but near the end of his life? Not at his peak.
No, I was just thinking the legally part. Like there's a illegally blind.
Oh.
But Charles Knight was blind and made such clear illustrations.
This guy's like, he turned so pink.
Well, yeah.
He looks like he's sunburned.
There's most blind people have some sight. It looks pink from where you're at. I thought it was green and orange.
Kind of green and orange. It's also kind of pink.
Alpha says that that he feels like the T-Rex is trying to get the bartender's attention. Can I get a drink here, buddy? Hey. Emma, that sounds like a really fun presentation to just gush over your art influences. Emma, people were confused about your art direction, or about your work and what you wanted to do until you did that presentation, and then they went, oh, museums and books. Everyone else was making art.
Like a bunch of seals. Oh, art, 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 art.
And you were sculpting cowboys on dinosaurs? On a dinosaur.
Little sketches of the leaves.
Oh my gosh, honey. This is the cringer of T-Rexes. He's orange and green.
Nope. He's like, hey man,
I'm so scared.
I don't want to fight Skeletor, he man.
Yeah. The world building in Dinotopia being, or in James Gurney's books being just like a journal entries. Those are nice. Sorry if I coughed in the mic. I tried to cover it. Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. Emma, we both vote on uh, reading a book of yours that had dinosaur world building in it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And it being a comic and a journal and whatever you wanted to do that day. Emma's still in the fluctuating stages of what the hell she's writing. Now, are you doing a glaze?
I am doing.
A wash?
No, this is a glaze because I'm using a lot of medium.
A medium amount of medium?
A mega amount of medium.
Alpha thinks it needs to be holding a credit card or cash. really trying to sell the idea of, hey, trying to buy this drink from you, barkeep. That's fun, Dylan. An epistolary novella. When you get back to those issues that you've been working on, that you put a pause on, Emma, I wonder how much of that stuff will inform what it becomes when you start up again. That Tyrannosaurus has seen some shit. Oh yeah, I want you to get back to it too, Math Raptor. I hope that that stuff stops happening long enough that you can squeeze it in. Carrie says your dinosaur needs some tats.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's like so pink. He could hold ink really well.
Connor says this is a great dinosaur. Or maybe this is a great dinosaur. Totally, Seth. Seth says that they have got to convince themselves to make something now, that making something now is better than making something perfect in several more years. You know what? Those several more years are going to come up and still not going to feel like it's perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Like I feel like I did a panel like a year ago at Rose City, and someone asked about I forgot what the exact question was they asked, but I was basically, after thinking about it for a second, I was like, the only thing that I felt like, it was about how to deal with failure of your work. And I feel like the only thing in my comics career that really feels like a failure was the all the time I spent not making comics because I was scared to.
Yeah.
Like everything else after that, even the stuff that didn't hit the way I wanted to, doesn't feel like a failure because I learned a lot doing it.
And there's so often that you make stuff and then someone comes along and sees the thing and is all, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
which is not at all what you've been saying to yourself in your head. Emma, your wife glaring at you. Glaring at perfectionism.
This is him getting sick of waiting for the bartender to come over.
I've been waiting 20 minutes.
Dude! He's got his credit card out.
It is really easy to tell ourselves no, and then disregard the good advice we're giving the pep talk we're giving ourselves.
There's a great quote from Ian MacKay, Mackay, the lead singer for Fugazi and Minor Threat and stuff. And I'm gonna paraphrase it, but he said something like the best albums have one thing in common, that they all came out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, Alpha. There's 8 billion people on this planet. It has to be someone's favorite. Someone's got to like this.
But only if they see it.
Yeah. Dylan likes that everything else is heavily detailed, but the credit card is just a couple of lines.
That's some good tape peel.
Oh. I gotta be quiet on the tape peels.
Oh, you get our ASMR?
Yep.
Dude,
I've been
waiting here like 20 minutes.
Math Raptor, I love the Steven Universe quote.
What's the Steven Universe quote?
Every pork chop, if every pork chop were perfect.
I don't remember that.
I think it's a Steven Universe quote. I thought Steven and his dad were talking about it.
A lot of my favorite media has been categorized as bad media or widely ignored, but I still enjoy it because it resonates with me. Yeah.
Yeah, I was right. Steven Universe. If everyone was perfect like Rose, we wouldn't have you, Steven.
All right. Well, I think we cooled down. Went a little bit long tonight, even. I lost track of time fighting with this dinosaur with a drinking problem. He just needs to. He should probably just go home. If every pork chop was perfect, we wouldn't have hot dogs.
Yeah. And pork chop is Rose, and Steven is hot dogs.
Yeah, you're always cool, Kelly.
Emma, making comics is scary. The unknown is scary.
Yeah. But even when you draw a dinosaur that's too pink, it's still fun because then you have the little story about him going to the bar.
Yep. And he was going to the bar first to get up some bravery before going to the tattoo shop.
Make something and tell everyone. That's that's a very good advice distilled down. Making comics is fun. Man, Alba, I think I agree. I think making everything is fun. I think the thing that isn't fun is everything outside of making the thing. You know, worrying about people liking it and worrying about making money and worrying about all this stuff that isn't making the thing.
Worrying about
But
not
making the
doing
thing is
it
always
right,
fun.
whatever that means.
Yeah, trauma did a
Trauma
number
did.
on me.
Yeah.
I think that's true for just about everybody.
It's true for trauma, period.
Yeah.
Trauma really does a number on us.
All right, everybody. I think I'm going to call it a night.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out. I'm so glad that I just missed doing the cool down last week, so I'm really glad that we got to do it again this week. And I will see y'all next week. And go out there, tell the people you love how much you love them. And I love all you guys. I hope you have a good night.
Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Stay cool.
Bye.